Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to cut bangs. So I asked you guys on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter if I should cut my fringe or bangs, whichever one you call it, fringe or bangs, and you guys said yes, I should do it. So I'm going to be doing that today, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I do it. So yeah, they're really not hard. Bangs aren't hard to cut. It's just knowing what hair to cut and how much to cut. Always when you're starting off, start off by cutting less hair than more, because you can always take off more, but you can't add on more. So if you go too short, you're kind of stuck. So always just go in smaller increments, and then you can always cut more hair off. Okay, so what you need are some clips. I have these ones here that I'll be using. They're just clips just to keep the hair out of the way, the hair that we aren't going to be cutting. So I have these ones. You don't have to have ones like these. You can use like a normal claw clip, or if you don't even have clips, you can just use a elastic or rubber band. So that is just to keep the hair pulled back and to keep the hair that we're going to be cutting sectioned out from the rest of your hair. Okay, then you're going to need a comb and a brush. I guess you don't have to have both, but I like having both just because I can brush all of my hair with my brush, and then with my comb I can just comb the hair I am going to be cutting. So you need a brush and comb, or either one, but if you're not going to use both, probably go with the comb because it keeps the hair all in line. Then the last thing that you're going to need is some hair scissors. You don't want to use normal kitchen scissors. You want to make sure you have hair shears, because if you use normal scissors or scissors that just aren't meant to cut hair, you're going to damage the ends of your hair. You're probably not going to get the best cut, and it can create split ends as well. So we don't want that. So just make sure you have proper hair scissors. I think these are from Sally's Beauty Supply Store, but they could be from Target, but I'm not 100% sure which one. I'm pretty sure they're from Sally's though. Okay, so I'm going to start with the process of cutting my bangs. So when you are cutting your own hair, or even someone else's, do it dry, because when your hair is wet, when your hair dries, it bounces up. So if you cut your hair when it's wet, you are cutting more hair than you actually think. So when cutting your bangs or trimming your hair, or cutting someone else's bangs or fringe, do it dry, just because then you know exactly how much you are taking off, whereas if you're doing it wet, you don't know how much you're actually taking off, because when your hair dries, it like goes back up. So make sure you are cutting your hair dry. So I'm just going to start off by sectioning off the part that I'm going to cut for my bangs. So I'm just going to brush through all of my hair just to make it easier to section my hair off. And then I'm going to just section the front part off that I want for my bangs. So what I would recommend using, just to kind of get the general amount of hair you want to cut off in the beginning, like the width, is go by the end of your eyebrow. So that is what I'm going to do. So just by the end of your eyebrow, go like straight up. It doesn't matter how far back you go right now, because I just want to get the right width. So just go straight back, and then take the rest of the hair and just clip it back so it doesn't get in the way. And then do it on the other side at the end of the eyebrow, go straight up, and then just clip this hair back. Okay, so I'm just going to comb all of this hair forward to show you guys the width of it. Now I am going to take a little more off because it's a bit too wide to my liking, but this is going to be just like, right now I'm trying to get the general amount of hair I'm going to be cutting. So as you can see, it's very, like at the top here, it's totally uneven and it goes way too far back. So I'm just going to take my finger and section that hair off, because I don't want to cut all of this hair. Okay, so this is too wide for my liking, so I'm going to take some off from the sides, and whatever you do to the one side, do to the other, because you want it to be the same on each side. So I'm going to take some hair off, probably about that much, and then just take that back into your clip, and just make sure you do this on both sides, making sure it's pretty even. Okay, so I have sectioned off the hair I want to cut, and take your time sectioning the hair off, because you don't want to cut too much hair or make the bangs too thick. So, I mean, unless you want thick bangs, it depends on you. If you want your bangs to be a bit more wispy, don't take a very thick section in the front, just go pretty thin, and then you'll get kind of those wispy bangs. But I went pretty full bangs, but not full. So, the hair I have here is about this much. As you can see, it's pretty straight across at the top because I don't want too much hair. And then on the sides, it is slightly angled in there. So this is the section of hair I am ready to cut. I did clip a little bit of hair back at the top, and I can add that in, but that made my bangs thicker, and I don't know if I want it quite that thick. So do that. If you're not sure you want it that thick, just pin it to the back, and you can always cut that hair, but rather start off with a thinner amount of hair to cut. The way you're going to be holding your hair is you are going to take it between your middle and your index finger like this. I guess there are different ways to hold it, but this is just how I do it. And pull it straight out. So pull it straight out like this. You don't want to pull it down because when you pull it down, the hair still is going to bounce back up. So when you pull it out, you kind of know more so how much hair you're cutting. So just take the hair between your two fingers and pull it straight out. Now, when we're cutting the bangs, we're not going to just cut straight across. We don't want to do that, especially when you're starting off doing the bangs. What you want to do, you want to cut into the hair like this. So I will show you that motion. And we're going to be cutting into the hair like this. Said if you have longer hair and it goes past your chin, you can cut the hair just straight across to your chin and then start cutting into it. That might be easier for you just because otherwise when you keep cutting into the hair, you're going to be doing that for a very long time. So I am just going to start cutting. You don't want to keep cutting until it's really short. Just start going in increments and then let the hair down and see how it's falling and see where it is. So because I want my bangs to be a bit angled at the end, they're going to come down at an angle. At a certain point, I'm going to take hair off from the side and leave it out. So I'm just going to have to be aware of how much I'm cutting until I get to the point I want to leave that hair out. But I will show you when I get there. So now I'm just going to take the hair straight out, and I'm going to take my scissors and just start cutting into the hair. Now be very, very careful when cutting into the hair. Because I did my sister's bangs last night and actually cut my finger and it was pretty sore and it was bleeding. So just be very careful. I don't want you to go really, really slow because then you're going to be taking forever with your bangs. But just be careful and be cautious when you are cutting. So just take your bangs straight out, and I'm just going to start cutting into the hair like this. So just start cutting straight into the hair like this. Okay, after you've been cutting for a little while, just make sure you let the bangs go and see how short your hair is already. So just keep doing that, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay, so I have cut more length off of my bangs, so they're getting short. They're about by my nose now, and I'm going to now take off a little piece on each side because I want it to angle down, not just be straight across. I kind of want it to go around my face. So what I'm going to do, because it's about by my nose right now, and what I'm going to do, just on the side, about a little piece on each side. I don't know exactly how much, probably about that much hair on each side you want to take out. So just feel and see if they feel even. Okay, those feel even, so I'm going to leave these out and I'm going to stop cutting those for now. So now I just have this middle piece, and I am just going to keep cutting this until it is the length I want across my forehead. So I still need to cut quite a bit off of it, but don't just keep cutting. Now from this point on, you want to keep stopping and checking the length because it's very easy to keep cutting and then before you know it, you've cut too much hair off. So I am going to leave my bangs at this length right now. I can always come back and take more off, but I don't want to keep cutting because I still have these side pieces to cut in and I don't want to cut too much. So now what you want to do is take your side pieces that we sectioned off. You didn't have to section these pieces off. You could have cut it straight across, but I really like when it goes in angles down. So split your bangs in half. Okay, and then take that side piece we sectioned off, with your bangs. See the length difference? Short and really long. Now what you're going to do is take this over to the opposite side that it's going to be falling. So this side is falling on my right side, so I need to take this over to the left side. And I'm going to just slowly and gradually, this is the shortest hair here and the longest, so I'm going to slowly and gradually cut into this hair, making sure the very end is the longest. But this way, when I do that, when I put it back down, it's going to gradually go into an angle. So I'm just going to take this and go across here. And this is slightly difficult to do on yourself, but it's not too hard. And just slowly cut into it, coming down at an angle. You don't want to take any more length off of the actual bangs. You just want to cut the piece we left off, because otherwise you are going to cut your bangs too short. Take it in the opposite direction and slowly cut this hair. And you want to make sure both points are the same length. So cut into it, just gradually. And remember, it's only hair, it grows back. So if you accidentally cut something wrong, don't freak out because it will grow back. Okay, so this is what my bangs look like so far. They do need to be trimmed a little bit more because they're in my eyes. I need them a little bit more trimmed. But as you can see from taking it to the side, see, it doesn't just go straight across. It kind of just angles down into the hair here. And it does that on both sides. Okay, here. So I just trimmed them a little bit more. And now I've just turned my straightening iron on. I just want to straighten them and kind of give them a little bit of a curl to how I'll be wearing them most of the time. And this is just going to make sure that they are the right length. So I just take little sections and I give it a little bit of a curl. And they're going to look a little bit funny because I still haven't washed my hair. So they're not lying how they will normally be. So they're not going to lie perfect right now. Okay, so that is them straightened to how I'll probably be wearing them. But like I said, yet again, they're going to be falling better once I wash my hair. So now I'm just going to take the rest of all of my clips out that I sectioned my hair back with. Okay, so that's what they look like with my hair down. I'll probably be wearing my hair up a bit more because I already do wear my hair up a lot. So that's also why I liked the idea of cutting bangs, because it looks different with your hair up. I'm just going to take my hair into a bun quickly and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this is what my bangs look like with my hair in a bun, and I really, really like it. And I really love how my bangs turned out. I think they just look really pretty, and this is probably how I'll wear my hair most of the time just because I love the bangs with the bun, and it's just, in my opinion, it's super cute, and I hope you guys like it. If you tried how to cut your bangs out by the tips and tricks and the way I showed you, let me know. If you do try it out on maybe a friend, your sister, or whoever, or even on yourself, let me know. I'd love to know if they turn out really well. And don't forget, remember, just cut in small increments so you don't cut too much off, and do it with dry hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this video helps you. And yeah, let me know what you think of them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!